Civilizations die when they cease to believe in themselves. They lose the power to defend themselves and the will to survive. We are witnessing the death of Europe as we speak for that very reason. Europe has accepted millions of people who absolutely despise them. There are rape epidemics across Europe, and the governments protect the rapists and persecute and prosecute heroic objectors to the rape epidemics like Katie Hopkins. There are no-go zones where these invaders say, this is where your authority stops, where the police can't go and don't go. With the collusion of all the, I hate the term liberal because they're bigots. They're not liberal about anything except spending your money in hard drugs and sex. But everything else, they're the most intolerant people. But they embrace this. And why do they embrace it? Because they condemn their own countries. This was all summed up for me. So it's on YouTube. The leader of the Green Party in Germany, speaking in front of the Reichstag, the parliament, said in 30 years, ethnic Germans will be a minority in Germany. And that's a good thing. Let that sink in. Europe has been persuaded, if you like, by the left. There's a gigantic guilt complex. It's one of the greatest, if not the greatest civilization in the history of the world, European civilization. And yet they can't summon the will to defend themselves. America has an inspirational vision that empowers us, that makes us want to protect her, that makes us want to survive. And you all know it. It's right in our birth certificate. The idea that all of God's creatures are equal in the eyes of God and therefore must be equal in the eyes of government, and that they are endowed by their Creator with the right to liberty, individual freedom. That people are not judged by their origins, they're not judged by their race, they're not judged by their ethnicity, they're judged according to their merits. That's our founding idea. It's under attack. And part of my mission as a former leftist is to get conservatives to stop being so nice. These people are evil, and they intend evil. This left controls our universities. And they devised, or they created, a theory which is referred to as cultural Marxism, but you know as identity politics. Marx's model was there's an oppressive ruling class, capitalists, owners of the means of production, and they oppress everybody. And actually Marx is, well, I was going to say, it was a much more coherent ideology, even though it was completely crap. And incredibly destructive. Okay, so when it didn't work, what the leftists, what I would call, what should have been called neo-communists, they just transferred it to race, gender, sexual orientation. I mean, they'll keep finding things. It's the same idea, though, that there's this ruling caste. It's white heterosexual males. Not very subtle. And if you eliminate them, the world will be paradise.